So apparently, JD Vance gave a reaction to the DNC last night. I don't know exactly at what time or when. Yeah, but let's go ahead and watch and see what his thoughts are.
Ohio Senator and the Republican nominee for Vice President, J.D. Vance, joins me now. I just have to tell you, Senator, the vibe here compared to Milwaukee is so different. There's just, it's not the same energy. It's not the same type of people. What do you expect to?
That is absolutely true. The people at the RNC were weird and creepy, and there's always sort of an empire, like a Star Wars, like empire type vibe. It's very dark and yeah,
See
disturbing.
this week at the Democrats convention?
Well, first of all, Jesse, keep your head on a swivel because I know there are a lot of pro-Hamas protesters out there. So you got to.
There are no pro-Hamas protesters. They are pro-Palestinian, anti-genocide, anti-injustice protesters. This is ridiculous.
Got to keep your eye on your six.
I mean,
man.
they're
But look,
also giving
I
out
think that what the,
How do these people expect? I mean, I know it's potentially a close election, but how do people win or expect to win if you don't live in reality? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, you have to operate in reality. You're never going to capture the majority of the population because most people are not that dumb. Like, it's just not the case.
these guys
for free,
realize.
so I got to really pay attention.
Well, it is funny. The Democrats accuse me of lying when I say that they're anti-child and they schedule free vasectomies at their convention. I don't know what to take from that, Jesse. But look,
Yeah.
I think the reason the energy is different, Jesse, is because these guys know that they're running a candidate who's fundamentally a phantom. There's no actual evidence that Kamala Harris knows what she believes.
She's a phantom? What?
She's not.
That she doesn't know what she believes. This is the guy that literally made the biggest 180 in politics history, the biggest Trump hater to now Trump's VP and biggest sycophant. You can't trust these people.
Talking to the media, and her entire argument so far, of course, scripted via a teleprompter, Jesse, is that if you elect her president, she will somehow fix the inflation and border crisis that was caused by her leadership and promoted by her policies. So the entire.
So again, inflation was a global phenomenon. It happened in every single developed country. The United States had less inflation overall comparatively, and the inflation came down faster. So I don't know what the argument is. Obviously, there's much to be done about prices and affordability in the United States. But these talking points are just not. They're just not true.
Idea that Democrats can run this fake campaign for another 80 days, where their argument is fundamentally that Kamala Harris has nothing to do with the administration, where she's the vice president, Jesse, just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And I think that's why the Democrats' convention is low energy. I'm sure the Hamas protest.
This was a massive energy event. The stadium was packed. People were on their feet. The speakers were empowered and on message.
Don't help.
This is just pure propaganda.
When you hear Kamala Harris says she wants to pick the price of bacon, she's going to say what she's.
She never said she wants to pick the price of bacon or any product or anything. They're working to stop price gouging, to prevent price gouging in the future. They don't want to control every single minute price, and they don't want to declare the price of this and that.
These costs in Cincinnati. She's going to say what a head of lettuce is going to cost in Las Vegas. How do you guys?
They just make stuff. I just can't. How are you supposed to? I guess you just have to set the record straight. But they just make stuff up. They just make stuff up all the time. It's so disingenuous. It's so annoying.
You guys process this. You're running against someone that is just completely out of touch with how capitalism works.
Meanwhile, Jesse Waters went on the PBD podcast, and he didn't even know that $20 an hour is not a six-figure paycheck. He came out there and confidently said, "How are we going to pay people $20 an hour? That's a six-figure paycheck." And the people on PBD were like, "Jesse, Not even close. Go take a first grade math class again, please, and learn how to multiply 20 by like 40 or whatever it is.
Well, Jesse, it's a scarcity versus a prosperity mindset. I think Kamala Harris's basic approach is that she's going to increase the cost of fuel, increase the cost of food, increase the cost of housing, and then try to use her government magic wand to control the prices that people are charged for things. And I think you contrast that to Donald Trump's prosperity mindset, which is we're going to unleash American energy, we're going to unleash American workers, we're going to reduce the regulatory burden so that
So we're already we're the number one producer of energy in the world already. So what he means by that, I'm not exactly sure. Unleash the American worker. Joe Biden's the one that's bringing back manufacturing jobs and investing at home and investing in infrastructure. Donald Trump did none of that. It's all just talk. It's all just bluster and bullshit.
so that we can make more things in America and drive down the costs using the ingenuity and the talent of American workers. It's just a totally different approach. And I don't think that any person believes that Kamala Harris can wave a magic wand and bring down the price of bacon. I do think that we believe that she can wave her magic wand and actually make things even worse than she's already made them, which is why Americans are not going to buy into this idea that Kamala Harris deserves a promotion, Jesse. It just doesn't make sense. Just one more point on this price control issue, Jesse. This has been tried in multiple different countries by failed governments, and what it does is it makes the problem even worse. We know what we need to do to bring down the cost of American food and American housing. We just need to enable Americans to do more without the government controlling how they live their lives. That is the path to prosperity here, and it's shameful and ridiculous that Kamala Harris doesn't want to try it out.
I'm glad we've tried that too, and that's also how we've gotten into the situation we're in, with too little government oversight and too little regulation, and letting companies get away with whatever they want in terms of paying CEOs exorbitant amounts of money and sucking up all the resources and sending them to other countries. That's really worked out well. Unfettered capitalism has really done a great thing for this country. I'm being very sarcastic. I will say JD Vance has gotten better in the last couple of weeks in terms of his performance, in terms of his messaging and what they would like to accomplish on that side. But I would like to remind everybody, he is the least favorable, least popular vice presidential pick in recent American history, if not of all time. I haven't really checked the numbers from the 1850s. But every single piece of data that has ever come out on JD Vance has been negative. Contrast with that of Tim Walz on the other side, and he has been above water, positive, net favorable for the entirety of the polling that has come out. So that's the reality of the situation. So the messaging, you can lie and smear and say whatever nonsense and bullshit and make up policy positions that they don't have as much as you want. But it doesn't matter if the American people in the majority see through it and understand what's actually happening, and that there's one side that actually has real energy and momentum and that actually is trying to do positive things and change the country for the better, not bring us into the past and doing weird bullshit that nobody wants. So that's the reality of the situation. JD Vance, I can't watch the end of that clip. I've had enough. I'm tapping out, but we'll leave it at that. So let me know your thoughts and opinions, and I'll see you guys in the next one.